everybody, and welcome to Rose's Cafe on this hot, humid, late summer day. Today we're going to make a recipe that is truly cross-cultural. Early in our marriage, Rose ran a restaurant in Zamboanga City in the Philippines, and she was always looking for ideas for new entrees to serve. One day she was searching the internet and she ran across some descriptions of jambalaya from Louisiana. Right away she recognized the Spanish influence in this dish and realized that it was very similar to a lot of dishes served in Zamboanga, which also has heavy Spanish influence, and so she thought it might be a good idea to try it. So she made a few variations, actually just one toward the end, and came up with her own version of Zamboanga style jambalaya. And that's what we're going to cook today, Rose's jambalaya. Jambalaya in general originated in the Caribbean islands. It was influenced by the Spanish, who were trying to use the locally available food supply to produce Spanish-like dishes. It developed and moved westward into the southern United States, particularly Louisiana, and there are several different variations of jambalaya developed. This one is going to be more or less like the Creole jambalaya, with one exception toward the end. So now let's have a look at the ingredients. Keep in mind that the original recipe here that Rose sent me was intended to feed a party of several people. So we're going to have a lot of jambalaya, but that's alright because it keeps well and I like the stuff. First, let's have a look at the meat. We have smoked sausage and ham cut up into pieces. I cheated a little bit with the ham. I bought it already cut that way. A pound of ham and a pound of your favorite smoked sausage. I use some hot smoked sausage because I like spicy. Jambalaya has to have shrimp, absolutely required. Here are 2 pounds of peeled, tailed, and deveined shrimp, all ready to pour in the pot and go. These are the small shrimp, so they're less expensive, and that's okay because they need to be in smaller bite-sized pieces for jambalaya anyway, and they're much less expensive than the larger ones. 2 pounds of cubed cooked chicken. For this, I took a couple of boneless, skinless chicken breasts and broiled them, and then cubed them. That way there was not too much muss and fuss, no bones to cut around, nothing to skin. Although we probably lost some flavor by not having that skin fat cooked in it. Vegetable-wise, we have a couple of cups of chopped onions, a couple of cups of chopped green pepper, a tablespoon of chopped garlic, and on this plate we have a couple of cups of chopped green pepper, and excuse me, back here was the chopped celery, a couple of cups. Excuse me, celery. Also with the pepper we have a quarter of a cup or thereabouts of, oh what the heck, it's probably more like a half a cup of jalapeno peppers because I like hot. We also have 1 tomato that's been cubed and seeded. When the Spanish were working on developing a recipe in the Caribbean, they used tomatoes in place of saffron to get a red color because saffron wasn't available. Interesting little byproduct there if you read the blog. And finally, the last few ingredients that we're going to need. 2 cups of butter or margarine. I told you this was a good recipe. Some red pepper sauce to taste. Your favorite brand is fine. 1 cube of chicken bouillon. Some ground black pepper and salt to taste, together with some dried basil. And all that's mixed together for convenience into 1 cup. Now, to do this job, I'm going to press into use both my old trusty wok and my stock pot. And originally, Rose had developed this recipe to work entirely in 1 pot, that would be a wok, but since I have this pot, it's going to make it a little easier. You'll see how it works as this progresses. First thing we want to do is melt the butter in the wok. And once that's accomplished, we're going to add the meat, all of it, the chicken, the ham, and the sausage, and the shrimp. And the wok's going to be mighty full. But we're going to stir that until this meat is all cooked. Now our meat's just about done, so we would like to remove it to the stock pot and set it aside. Now returning our attention to the wok, we're going to melt another cup of butter, and then we're going to saute the second part of jambalaya, and that would be the vegetables and the aromatics. The trinity of aromatics would be onion, celery, and pepper. And the tomato in there, give it some color, and the garlic, because we like garlic. We want to saute these vegetables until the onions are translucent and we have a nice aromatic aroma coming out. Now the vegetables are ready, so we're going to add them to the stock pot with the meat. Now also to the same pot we're going to add 3 cups of water, a chicken bouillon cube, get a little broth going on there. And just in case it's not hot enough, we're going to put a little bit of hot sauce, and we're going to put some salt and pepper and some dried basil to taste. Now, this is the third step of making jambalaya, and that is we're making the broth now. We're going to let this simmer for about a half hour. Now, if we were in Louisiana, toward the end of that, we would add rice and let that cook, and the rice would be part of the dish. Rose's variation is going to be to make a steamed rice to put this over on the side. That is because in most restaurants in the Philippines, meals are served in what we here in the States would call family style. And this may not be the only dish on the table that would go with rice. So there would be a lot of steamed rice, and there would be various other dishes that other people had ordered, and everybody would share the rice and probably pass around their orders as well. And we want to set that to medium heat and let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Looks like our jambalaya is done, and it smells really good. Now I'm just making some rice to put our jambalaya over. And this is the point where Rose's recipe differs slightly from classic jambalaya in that in Louisiana or the Caribbean they would actually add the rice to the rest of the ingredients in the stock pot there and cook until the rice was done. So the rice would be an integral part of it. In Rose's variation, we're going to serve it over a bed of rice. That allows for other people in the party at the restaurant to order other dishes that might also go with the rice. The rice is done, so now let's plate some of this up over a nice bed of rice. So there's our jambalaya a la Rose, Zamboanga City style. And tell me, sir, what is your opinion? I'll take that as good. That's it for this week. Come and join us again next time here at Rose's Cafe.